Hi, this is Pete Sklaroff and you're listening to an amazing backing track from Coffee Break Backing Tracks from the Jazz Fusion series. We're going to use this very backing track to work on a couple of lines which you can add to your own playing and increase your ability to play the Jazz Fusion style. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, the first lick we're going to have a look at to use over this Jazz Fusion backing track is one you can use over an E minor 7th chord, and I'm using it at the beginning part of the backing track, and it's actually built around arpeggio here. And what I'm doing here is I'm really building it around the chord form I'm playing here, which is a D major 7th chord form. And hopefully that chord will be familiar to you. And what we're doing here really is just embellishing the tones that are within the chord. So if you're not too aware of music theory, I'm really working this from the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and then the major 7th of a D major 7th chord. One thing that makes this like a little bit different from the more run-of-the-mill rock stuff is I'm adding some chromatic passing notes. So I'll play it slowly for you and then we'll dissect it and look at what's really going on. The first thing I'm going to do here is just play a little lead-in phrase which takes me to the top note, the major 7th, the C sharp. So that's my first sequence of notes starting on the 3rd string on the 9th fret. And what happens after that is I then go up to the D natural, back down, and then come up chromatically up to the E natural on the 12th fret. So that again slowly for you. Okay, then it moves across to the 2nd string at the 10th fret, and it literally is using the outside notes of A and then C sharp, and then using the B natural and then C natural, which is outside the key, therefore it's a chromatic passing note, to take me up to that C sharp. So the first two sections. Keep the idea going now, we're moving on to the 3rd string on the 11th fret. Chromatic movement right up to the A, and then finally I go from the major 7th, C sharp, on the 4th string, and go up chromatically to the E. And you put all that together. You'll probably find me playing something pretty similar to that in the demo video that accompanies this. But just to play the whole lick one last time. And I think you'll find that a good line to add into your playing. And as I say, it's really designed in this case to fit over an E minor 7th chord, or if you're thinking it in modal terms, you could use it within a passage where you're playing the E Dorian mode. Okay, hope you enjoy it and hope you can incorporate it into your playing. Okay, this second lick isn't really a note for note line to practice, it's more of a conceptual idea, but I'm going to give you a couple of particular starting points with it, which hopefully will get you creating your own ideas. It starts out by using arpeggios, and this in a way is a good continuation from the first line that we looked at. And these are all drawn from the D major scale, because the backing track has as its first chord an E minor 7th chord, which is functioning in this case as chord 2 in the key of D major. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by playing an arpeggio way up in what in effect is 14th position on the fretboard. And they're going to keep that idea going down the diatonic arpeggios from the key. terribly familiar as yet with much music theory, what I mean by diatonic arpeggios is all the arpeggios that are contained within the key, in this case, of D major. So there I'm playing around a D major arpeggio, C sharp diminished, A minor, A. You get the idea. So I'm just coming down those arpeggios, descending. And there's lots of different ways that you can develop this up. You could change the rhythm, you could try and get them to flow into each other a little bit better by using different rhythms. You might want, in fact, to change the duration of the arpeggio as you go down. Yeah, just hang on to the first note a little bit longer. Make it a little bit more continuous. Lots of different variations there, but as I say, the main thinking there is you find a whole series of arpeggios that are diatonic to the parent key that you're in, and you use that to create some forward motion in your playing. And what's good about this kind of idea is you could also play it in reverse. And you could go up as I did there. And you can use all sorts of different variations on it, but it's particularly good in a situation where you've got one chord for a long period of time, or a static chord as it's often called. And hopefully this will give you a bit of movement. Now, of course, you don't just have to play it on the top 3 strings that I was doing it there. Really worth experimenting and taking this right round the fretboard. But I think if you start to incorporate this more in your playing, you'll find it gives you a really common sound that a lot of fusion guitar players use, and also gives you the impression of a lot more going on than just simply running up and down a scale. Anyway, give it a try in your playing, and hope you enjoy it.